Hey yo, what's going on guys? It's your boy Scatino, aka Scat, and today is finally the day. E3 kicks off today. Really excited. In fact, I think it kicks off in about an hour's time. I think all like sort of pre-shows begin. If you're watching, as I'm going to be, like with Jeff Keighley on Spike TV, all kicks off then. I can't remember the exact times each press conference is. I think Microsoft is about 5:30, and then obviously we have EA, Ubisoft in between. Sony is actually last tonight. In fact, Sony is going to be a bit of a struggle because I think it begins at about 2 AM UK time. I'm in work tomorrow. I've got to be up at 5 AM so to go to work and do a 12-hour shift. So I'm going to be absolutely knackered. It's going to be crazy, but you know, in the interest of being a gamer and E3, and this is our day, I'll be staying up just to watch it and whatnot. So yeah, so let's talk about the plan. First of all, I'm going to be making a video after each conference just to sort of review, you know, give my thoughts on the announcement, the surprises, things like that, kind of like what I've done last year and the year before. And I'll just put them up straight away. I'm not going to hold back and, you know, leave it till tomorrow. I'll just put them up straight away, quick time. So yeah, I'll do that for Microsoft, EA, Ubisoft and Sony if I get time. Nintendo again aren't doing another press conference, just like they didn't do last year. They're doing a Nintendo Direct. I think that's actually happening. I think it's tomorrow that's happening. Their their Nintendo Direct. I can't be sure, but what I'll do, I'll put a link. I'll put all the times of the press conferences in the description below, but I'm going to do it in UK time. Obviously, it takes place in Los Angeles, so I think it's like 9 hours behind the UK, I think. So just because I know it all gets a bit confusing with the time differences and daylight savings time and everything like that for us here in the UK. So for anyone who's a bit confused, I'll put all the times below in the description. Obviously, there's going to be plenty of places where you can actually watch all the streams, either on the PlayStation blog, Eurogamer, IGN, Spike TV, Game Trailers, GameSpot. There's going to be tons of places. So the only thing is just try and have a few streams sort of like ready to go, just in case like one goes down, or if one's like really choppy. I know sometimes you get a lot of like choppiness and really bad quality on some of these streams. I mean, to be honest, Game Trailers last year, from as far as I'm aware, it was flawless for me. So yeah, I was happy about that. But yeah, really looking forward to it. You know, I'm looking forward to the announcements. To be honest, I'm looking forward to seeing games that we already know will come in, just actual gameplay. I mean, they've got to show off Halo 5. Microsoft have got to show off Halo 5. I mean, I know Halo 5 isn't coming out until next year, but they need to show some gameplay. You know what I mean? And I also think, obviously, these rumours going around Microsoft, they're releasing, you know, the Halo collection in HD for Xbox One or something. So maybe that's sort of like a placeholder until Halo 5. But, you know, they've definitely got to show off Halo 5, get that gameplay, and I want to see what that next-gen Halo's looking like, running on Xbox One. You know, Halo 4 was pretty good. You know, I'm definitely looking forward to Halo 5. I hope they don't start announcing, like, you know, games that we've already had too many of. Like, Halo's a given because that's like Microsoft's like biggest franchise, but I don't want to see no Gears of War. I don't want to see another Kinect Sports. You know, I don't want to see anything like that. I hope Microsoft don't spend too much time on all that bullshit. I hope they, you know, I think the biggest thing with Microsoft last year going into this next gen sort of race type thing is they spent too much on media and talking about the Xbox One as an entertainment system and you can do all this, that and the other. But, you know, without Netflix being without the Kinect being mandatory anymore, I think they really need to keep this E3 games focused, like games. They're already losing the race to Sony at the moment because Sony are selling PS4s by the bucket load and Microsoft are kind of lagging behind a bit, so they need to keep it on the games. So yeah, you know, Halo, yeah, but you know, let's get some new IPs. That was the biggest. That was one of the biggest things with Microsoft last generation. Is a lot of people said they had no games. Like Sony had the exclusives. You know, bring some new IPs. You know, get the exclusive games. Get some new IPs. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Ubisoft. You know, obviously the big thing's got to be the new Assassin's Creed. I'm not asked about Assassin's Creed whatsoever. I couldn't care less about it. You know, they do these big reveals every year and they show like 15 minutes of gameplay. You know, the game being demoed on stage, and it bores the hell out of me. I don't even know why I keep buying these Assassin's Creed games. I think I've only ever finished 2 of them, and that was the first one and the second one. All the rest I've played and, you know, don't even bother with. Other than that, from Ubisoft, you know, we already know The Witness has been delayed. I was really looking forward to that. That's delayed till next year. We'll probably see some new gameplay from that, but as you know, it's been delayed till next year, so not much to look forward to. Far Cry 4 could get its gameplay revealed tonight. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm a big fan of Far Cry 3. I thought it was an incredible game, so really looking forward to Far Cry 4. And I'm not sure what else. Let's talk about EA. Obviously, FIFA 15, but the only thing, they always talk about FIFA 15, oh yeah, the reveal of FIFA, the new FIFA game, but it's always bullshit because it's always just a CG trailer. You know what I mean? It's like, I'd rather see some actual gameplay. I don't want to see a CG trailer for FIFA. I'm not asked about that. They'll probably show off the new Madden. Obviously, they're going to be showing off the new Battlefield game. I hope we're going to see some actual gameplay of Dragon Age Inquisition. And obviously, the big one for me is Mirror's Edge 2. EA teased some concept art yesterday of Mirror's Edge, sort of like teasing a full reveal of the game. Obviously, it was announced last year. But I want to see some actual gameplay and hopefully a release date, maybe not an actual date, but at least saying coming summer 2015, something like that. So not necessarily concrete, but you know, sort of like a placeholder, so at least, you know, we've got something to expect. And Sony, to me, again, is the big one. Uncharted 4, they've got to show Uncharted 4. If they don't show Uncharted 4 today, I'm going to be slightly concerned about just how long we're going to wait for it. As we all know, a lot of the big top dog people from Naughty Dog have left and also left the project. But I think the minds behind The Last of Us have actually moved over now to the Uncharted side and working on that. So I'm not that concerned at this point, but I really think they need to show it today and show some gameplay. Because that is at this point like going to be the PlayStation 4's biggest exclusive game. You know, I'm looking forward to that. Obviously, a lot of PS4 games have also been delayed. You know, The Order and whatnot. So, Sony Santa Monica were kind of teasing a new God of War game a few days ago. To be honest, I'm kind of off the God of War hype. You know, I played four of them last generation. I didn't even bother with God of War Ascension after playing the demo, if I'm honest. So, you know, that's not something I'm really checking for. I don't know. Like I said, I think to me this year, you know, I'm more looking for new exclusives and new IPs. I mean, we're in a new generation now. You know, let's build some new stories. Let's build new worlds, new characters. You know, get these new IPs going, fresh ideas going. You know, why not? We don't have to keep recycling the same games from last year. And, you know, obviously a big problem with the last generation was sequelitis. Like, everything was getting a sequel. You know what I mean? So hopefully this E3 will get a lot of new IPs. Still get sequels to great games. Yeah, because we all want that. We all want a new Uncharted game, of course. But, you know, get some new IPs. You know, let's get these brains going and get, you know, creative juices flowing, you know. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think there could be a lot of surprises. I hope Sony are going to, you know, give us some good brand new announcements for PlayStation Vita, man. I really love my PlayStation Vita, I really do, but I think it's been so difficult for the system. You know, I don't want to use my PlayStation Vita as just an indie platform. I'm not really bothered about that. I want proper AAA blockbuster games coming to Vita. I know they tried with Borderlands 2. Wasn't a great success. I'm not talking in terms of sales, right? I'm talking from a technical standpoint, it wasn't that great if you read the Digital Foundry analysis. But, you know, why can't they make these games from scratch? Don't just port over games from the PS3, the PS4. Don't just port them over and bring in, you know, build an actual game for the Vita. I mean, where's a new Uncharted game for Vita? We had Uncharted Golden Abyss. As far as I'm aware, it's the biggest selling game on the Vita. And yet, 2-3 years down the line, there's not been any talk of a sequel. You know, where's Gravity Rush? You know, why haven't we seen a sequel to that game yet? You know, maybe a new Wipeout game, maybe a new MotorStorm game for Vita. You know, why not a God of War game for Vita? You know what I mean? These big games, you know, why not a big sort of like action RPG, 3D like world RPG, in like, why not, you know, an Elder Scrolls game kind of for Vita? You know, but obviously on a smaller scale. But, you know, and imagine an Elder Scrolls game on PlayStation Vita that looked good, ran well. It'd be crazy, absolutely crazy. So, you know, I every year I have high hopes for Vita, and I just hope, again, you know, Sony can come out with some really good announcements for Vita and show that they do continue to support it. You know, that's kind of all I want. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. You know, so we'll just see what happens. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm looking forward to it. I'll leave all the times in the description below. Don't forget to, as always, if you want to keep up with me, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be back later on, straight after the conferences. I'll make a video. But yeah, keep checking this channel because there's going to be tons and tons of people making videos about conferences. You want to check mine out, baby. You want to check mine out, baby? Check me out. And just one last thing, thank you for all my subscribers recently. You know, I've passed over 2,000 now. I'm like on my way to 2,100. So thank you for everybody who's supporting me. I really do appreciate it. And let's continue to the next 1,000. Yes, that's me, guys. I'm your boy Scatino, and I'm out. Peace.